Good morning and welcome to the regular meeting of City Council on Tuesday, March 19, 2024. Would the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Charlin. Mr. Coghill. Ms. Gross.
Here.
Mr. Mosley.
Here.
Mrs. Kale Smith. Mrs. Strasburger.
Here.
Mrs. Warwick.
Here.
Mr. Wilson. Mr. Lavelle, President.
Here.
5 members present.
Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Our next order of business is to amend the agenda. Is there a motion to amend?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The agenda has been amended. The next order of business is proclamations. We'll begin with Councilwoman Strasburger.
Thank you. Would everyone from the International We Love You Foundation like to join me? Come on up. You're all welcome to join if you'd like to. Yeah, come on up. Okay. Well, I just had the pleasure of doing some wonderful work here. Our office having done some great work here with this worldwide organization that you'll hear more about, and met with them just today as well to learn even more about the work they're doing locally, nationwide, and around the world. So with that, whereas the International We Love You Foundation, also called We Love You, is a nonprofit organization founded by Chairwoman Zhang Gil-jia in 2001, and whereas it is formerly associated with the United Nations Department of Global Communications and pursues the mission of spreading a mother's love by bringing hope and happiness to people all over the world, regardless of their nationality, race, religion, or socioeconomic status. And whereas We Love You has organized charitable activities in over 70 countries worldwide, its main objective is to support the 17 Sustainable Development Goals that are aimed at improving the quality of life for people and preserving the environment for a more sustainable future. And whereas on February 8, 2024, We Love You donated 60 new coats to the students of Urban Pathways K-5 College Charter School located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to provide all with an equal opportunity to receive resources for a warmer winter while alleviating family expenses, supporting Sustainable Development Goals number 3 and number 4, good health and well-being, and quality education. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh acknowledges the remarkable contributions of the International We Love You Foundation and its volunteers for showing an unwavering commitment to the community by actively engaging in the well-being of our youth through an approach of sharing love and hope with those in need, inspiring hope for our neighbors, and continuing to make a positive impact. Be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Thursday, February 8, 2024, to be International We Love You Foundation Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
We have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations.
Congratulations. There you go. Please.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Quinn Favo, and I'm a volunteer with the International We Love You Foundation. On behalf of our organization, I want to express sincere gratitude to Councilperson Strasburger and the City of Pittsburgh for presenting We Love You with this proclamation. Let me briefly introduce the We Love You Foundation and our journey to Pittsburgh. The We Love You Foundation was founded by our honorary chairwoman, Zhang Gil-jia, in 2001 to share personal acts of kindness in the Republic of Korea. Today, we're an international organization associated with the United Nations Department of Global Communications, serving 73 countries and 249 regions in various fields, such as education, environmental protection, emergency relief, health, international aid, and community well-being. Recently, on February 8, 2024, We Love You volunteers provided 74 new coats to students at Urban Pathways Charter School in downtown Pittsburgh. Although it was our first event at a school in Pittsburgh, we are eager to continue our efforts and our partnership here. Our aim at the We Love You Foundation is to promote unity and friendship beyond borders and differences, driven by a mother's love. We are honored by this recognition and look forward to many more events in the future. Thank you.
Would all members like to join for a picture? And would you all like to, I know there are three other volunteers here. Would you like to join for a picture as well, please?
Councilman Warwick.
Oh, a minute. Okay, great. All right. Do we have Judah Scott and friends and family? Come on up. Everyone come on up. Okay. All righty. Oh yeah, look, see, you're on TV. Okay, cool. Are we ready? Yeah. All righty. Whereas World Down Syndrome Day is a global awareness day which has been officially observed by the United Nations on March 21st since 2012, and whereas the date for World Down Syndrome Day being the 21st day of the third month was selected to signify the uniqueness of the triplication or trisomy of the 21st chromosome, which causes Down syndrome. And whereas Judah Scott is a proud Pittsburgh resident with Down syndrome, and whereas Judah inspired his mother, Tiara Collins, to found Lion of Judah Enterprises, a nonprofit organization for people of color with Down syndrome, and whereas Lion of Judah Enterprises shows the world that with the right people surrounding, encouraging, and believing in them, our children can do anything they want to do and be anything they want to be. And whereas Judah has a huge heart, is smart and funny, and the life of the party, and can bring a whole crowd together with the incredible power of his smile, warmth, and amazing bear hugs. And whereas World Down Syndrome Day is observed to advocate for the rights, inclusion, and well-being of people with Down syndrome across the world. And whereas World Down Syndrome Day's theme in 2024 is End the Stereotypes, and whereas every day Judah helps to end stereotypes about people with Down syndrome through his open heart, his sense of humor, his intelligence, and the love he gives his community. And whereas we are all lucky to be living in Jubug's world, now, therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare March 21st, 2024 to be Judah Scott Day in the City of Pittsburgh. Congratulations, my dear.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Would you like to say something? Yeah? No? Okay. Would anyone else like to step up? Yeah, here. So just say your name and organization.
Yeah, I'm Meredith Peterson, the Executive Director of the Down Syndrome Association of Pittsburgh, and Judah is one of our awesome members. And I just wanted to share a little bit more about our organization. This year, we are celebrating 50 years of serving individuals with Down syndrome right here in Pittsburgh. So Judah has been with us, since he's been born. And one of the things this year with World Down Syndrome Day is ending the stereotypes. Assume that I can, so that maybe I will. So I, encourage you all to end those stereotypes this year for World Down Syndrome Day. Thank you.
My name is Eden Austin, and I am 12-year-old girl. Judah is really nice and really handsome today, and he's funny, he's nice, and he's kind to other kids to be nice to other nice kids. Thank you.
So first I want to thank Board Warwick and all the council of the city of Pittsburgh. Having Judah was a blessing at first, and I'm going to be honest. When I first had Judah, I didn't feel like he was a blessing. Judah has a sister who is 18 years older than him, and she was born with a rare disease called polycystic kidney disease. So when I had Judah, I felt like I was being punished because I thought I was having another child that I was going to have to spend my life in the hospital with. But thanks to my wonderful aunt, people like Meredith, my doctors and different ones telling me that he wasn't a curse, he was a blessing, and I wasn't being punished. And for me to just see how much joy and laughter and how he was going to change my life and change the world. And when I was able to accept Judah at 3 months old, that he was a blessing from God, I got to see that. And I realized after I followed and paid attention to my life and the road, that God gave me Judah to save my life. I had double back surgery in 2016. And because of the pain, I wouldn't take medication. And if it wasn't for Judah being here, I would have committed suicide. So Judah's the biggest and best blessing that God had ever given me. And there's nothing down about my baby because guess what? He keeps me up. So thank you.
We did.
Oh, we did. Great.
And I believe we have 4 to be read into the record, Madam Clerk.
Councilperson Charlin presents, Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh hereby declares Saturday, March 16th, 2024 to be McCardle's Pub Day in the City of Pittsburgh. Councilwoman Cale Smith presents, Be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Monday, March 18th, 2024 to be Luann Horan Day in the City of Pittsburgh. Councilwoman Cale Smith also presents, Be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Monday, March 18th, 2024 to be Noreen O'Malley Day in the City of Pittsburgh. And Councilperson Strasburger presents, Be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare Friday, March 22nd, 2024 to be Footloose Day in the City of Pittsburgh.
Do we have a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All proclamations have been approved. Our next order of business is public comment. I would like to remind everyone that the rules of council state that comments are limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberation, which are or may be before city council, and profanity will not be permitted. Once you are called, please restate your name, provide your neighborhood for the record. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak. Our first registered speaker is Dr. Ronald Lynn Miller.
Dr. Ronald N. Miller, Bell Silver, New York, New York. Optimal, Info Intel Presidential Candidate, Global Intelligence Society 2024, globalintelligencesociety.org. A concern of this council is DEI. I am anti-equity, but I am pro-non-government enforced diversity and inclusion. Consider slow burn. Diversity includes white individuals. The only true white skin individuals are melanin zero albinos. All the rest of us are colored people. I see no true white skinned people in this council room. All are colored. Maximum inclusion. Albinos are in the Europes, Americas, Asias, and Africas. Reference, somatic information, and intelligence. Albinism in Africa, 2018, Kronberg and Manga. But taking whiteness imprecisely and more conventionally. Africa, Hausa, Shawana, Proposition 1, 2024. Individuals, Pittsburgh and non-Pittsburgh USA, of white European descent should vote for candidates of white European descent, primarily because they have light-colored skin, as advocated by the white political empowerment group. Racist? Yes. Skin color causes no up-down in info acquisition or intelligence enablement. Asia, Nihongo, Meidai, Proposition 2, 2021. Individual Pittsburghers of black African descent should vote for a candidate of black African descent primarily because he has dark colored skin, as advocated by the Black Political Empowerment Group. For Mr. Gainey, without objection from Mr. Gainey. Racist? Yes. If Proposition 1 is racist, then Proposition 2 is racist. It's equitarian and divisive, and I reject both propositions. I take an equalitarian, unifying position. Espanol, Proposition, that's one, and Proposition 4 from Deutschland. Consider the sophistication of the individual. Consider in information, and consider the advancement in intelligence, regardless of the individual's skin color, or educational attainment, or material wealth. That should be first. But I reject both approaches. I reject the whiteness approach. I reject the blackness approach.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Edward Howard Wren.
Thank you, council people, my buddy Devon Brown and Erica Strasburger's office, and everyone else here. I'm a recently retired physician, a resident of the 9th District, Kahari Mosley, and I'm here to testify about how you can all become heroes to many people by doing something about the public health and quality of life nuisance of gasoline-powered leaf blowers. Timely-wise, there was a lead article in WESA today stating that Pittsburgh's climate emissions aren't falling quickly enough to meet 2030 climate goals. I'm not sure whether or not lawn and garden equipment are included in that, but gasoline-powered lawn and garden equipment can cause up to 5% of total air pollution, as per one of the references I provided in written testimony, so I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I hope that you will read my testimony. But briefly, I request that we set up some sort of structure to discuss ways to decrease the use of gasoline-powered leaf blowers in the city of Pittsburgh, including the possibility of a complete or limited ban, but there are also things that can be done more immediately by the city and its contractors, and such things have already been done by the University of Pittsburgh, et cetera. And there have been bans of gasoline-powered leaf blowers in other municipalities, and there are plans going forward in other areas, including Philadelphia. The reasons for this, the first one is near universal hatred of them, even by those who otherwise don't prioritize environmental issues. Another one is disproportionate harms to our natural environment, public health, and quality of life, because they use two-cycle motors which are far more polluting per gallon of gas than cars. Another one is that there are reasonable, affordable alternatives, and that given the overall great benefits to doing this, there are ways to compensate for short-term economic hardships, and the benefits of just transitions to this and other more environmentally friendly land care are huge. And that's about it. Please read my testimony. Let's please do something to move forward on this. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next registered speaker is Satya Venkata Subramanian.
Thank you. My name is Satya Venkata Subramanian, and I'm a Pittsburgh resident for 15 years and live in Upper St. Clair. Today, I'm here as a proud volunteer of the Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangh. On behalf of HSS and our volunteers who are here today, thank you for giving us the opportunity to give you a glimpse into how HSS is positively contributing to the diverse communities in the region, as well as building a vibrant future for everybody. But why am I doing this today? A couple of weeks ago, you were presented with misinformation about HSS, its purpose, and its contributions to Pittsburgh, and the state and the nation. We would like to take this opportunity to preserve the authenticity of our identity and purpose. HSS, the largest Hindu organization in the US, is a voluntary 501c3 nonprofit social and cultural organization registered in the US in 1989. In the last 34 years, HSS has expanded to 36 states in the country with 234 chapters. In Pittsburgh alone, we have 4 chapters. HSS' vision is to foster world peace through Dharma. HSS seeks to do so by organizing the diverse and vibrant Hindu American society that can collectively address its challenges and contribute to the welfare of the world. HSS membership includes immigrant Hindus and those born and raised in the US. Our members enthusiastically and voluntarily engage in the diverse American social activities that benefit all communities. We support local officials, first responders, hospitals during the peak of the pandemic, and FEMA during their vaccination drives. Particularly in Pittsburgh, HSS volunteers engage regularly with city and government officials and agencies, schools and students, and essential personnel in health and public safety, including the first responders. Over the last many years, we have received proclamations from the city, county, state, and federal officials and agencies for our community service. The most recent was the proclamation issued by the Mayor's Office for the Health and Humanity Yogathon in February, and personally given to us by Mr. Melvin Hubbard L., Senior Community Advisor, Office of the Mayor. We thank you for your support and recognition. Each year in May, HSS felicitates teachers across the various school districts in the North and South Hills of Pittsburgh as part of the Teacher Appreciation Week. We refer to this event as Guru Vandana, a Hindu ceremony to recognize the role of the teaching community in shaping the future. Over the past 10 years, we are proud to have felicitated over 300 teachers just in Pittsburgh. We would like to take this opportunity to invite all of the City Council members to our Guru Vandana event in the South Hills later in April. As part of the information packet that I will distribute after this talk, we have included an invitation as well as the 2023 HSS annual report and a 6-year report of the HSS activities just in Pittsburgh. Thank you for listening to us and the opportunity to give you the information about HSS.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Arav Patil.
Good morning, City Council members. My name is Arav Patil. I'm a senior at Upper St. Clair High School, and I've lived in America for my whole life. I'm honored to have the opportunity to speak before the council here today. I'm a member of the Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangha for as long as I can remember, but I've only just come to understand its importance in recent years. You see, in a country as progressive, inclusive, and diverse as America, it seems there is a fundamental disconnect here. So try and understand for a minute the perspective of a Hindu teenager. From a very young age, we are taught in schools and in media that our religion, culture, and customs are unusual, barbaric even. So as we grow into teenagers, we've been conditioned to tuck away this integral part of ourselves to fit in and try and become more American. And at a certain point, we start to internalize that our religion is nothing short of fundamentalism and hatred. And in a world where it is easier to assimilate than to try and understand one's culture, HSS has been quintessential in the lives of so many Hindu children. HSS is a Hindu organization, one of many, that work to revive a sense of culture and community within teens that have since lost that part of themselves, so that they may not only learn to love their culture, but to look to the people around them and ask how they can better the society in which they live. And I know this because I was one of those teens. HSS has taught me to fulfill my duty to my community and my society, and it has taught me to love and respect other cultures and values as I would my own. And furthermore, it has inspired in me the desire to connect with people of all cultures and all religions. This organization works only to produce productive members of society, people that will contribute to their communities and work to foster healthy relationships with others. And what's especially enlightening about the HSS is that it trusts its teenage members to take the initiative and be the change that they want to see in the world, however battered and torn it may currently be. The goal here has never been to divide, but to unite. So when people who have nothing to do with our community barrel into our city with the intention of slandering good people who have selflessly served their communities for their entire lives, I pity those people. Fascists, funding genocide. I am a Hindu teenager who is trying to make a difference in this world, and I won't sit by while they try to villainize us for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Sneha Mansukani.
Dear City Council members, my name is Sneha Mansukhani and I have been a Pittsburgh resident for over 7 years and I live in South Fayette. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of the council. I have been a volunteer with the Hindu Swayamsevak Sangha for the past 7 years. And one of the ideas we as HSS embrace and try to realize through our activities is the Hindu concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that is, the whole world is one family. Typically in August, the Hindus celebrate a holiday called Raksha Bandhan, where sisters tie a band to their brothers, thanking them for their love, support and protection. HSS celebrates Raksha Bandhan as Universal Oneness Day, to recognize and honor our first responders, the police, the firefighters, the emergency services, as well as the health officials for their selfless service and efforts in keeping all of us safe. As a reference, we encourage you to talk to Chief Wharton at the Upper St. Clair Police Department. During October and November every year, Hindus worldwide celebrate a major holiday, Diwali. HSS volunteers rally other Hindu community organizations nationwide to celebrate Diwali by doing food drives to remove the darkness of hunger in the local communities they live in. In 2023 alone, Seva Diwali collected and donated over 10,000 pounds of food in Pittsburgh. Since 2018, Seva Diwali in Pittsburgh has donated over 36,000 pounds of food and more than 2 million pounds nationwide. During the peak of the pandemic, HSS volunteers in Pittsburgh engaged to support the local communities in making masks, distributing meals, and making cash donations. HSS also formed a collaborative with other community organizations that connected the seekers and the solvers across the ecosystem to provide help and support as often as it was required. Volunteers from our chapters in Pennsylvania and throughout the US have demonstrated exemplary community service during the pandemic. In 2021, HSS, along with other Indian American organizations in the greater Philadelphia region, deployed 351 volunteers and logged 2,400 hours of community service to the city of Philadelphia, FEMA, and the government partners at the Center City Vaccination Center, that is the CCVC. As you can see, our HSS volunteers strive to imbibe the spirit of selfless service and inclusivity and instill those values in our next generation so that we put our Hindu values into practice by positively contributing to the local community. Please see the report shared by the earlier speaker that demonstrates our continued commitment to serving
Your time has expired. Thank you. Our next speaker is Bhavna.
Good morning. Thank you, and I appreciate that today I get a chance to speak in front of the honorable City Council members and friends. I am here as an independent. I am not part of HSS, but I saw one video that was so disturbing that I thought that my presence is, as a citizen, I need to be here. My name is Bhavna Mehta. I teach yoga for last 24 years. And I do teach in different organizations, in Jewish center, in temple, in church. Whenever I go everywhere, I like to grab what they have to offer to this society to make this country more beautiful. All of us are immigrants. We came here, and this is a melting pot. And what I love about this country is that this country is thriving on these immigrants and their good value that they bring here. And when you see the attack on that, it is my duty to speak here. So my connection with HSS, it happened about 7-8 years ago when I went there to teach yoga. And what I saw, that I wasn't there the same person, that just one organization, how many different activities they are doing that can make this city better, this country better. There is no color of religion in there. There is humanity there. When I went there, I became volunteer for food distribution. When I went to, I am sharing my experience, that what I saw. When I went to somebody's house, when I delivered that food package, I was not a foreigner. I was not a brown girl. She was not a white woman. We were humans. We were humans, and what I saw in her eyes, that time I was thinking in my mind that organizations like this we need in the city, and when there is an attack, we need to speak up. That's what I want to share, that this organization, my personal experience is that they are spreading the humanity. They are working for the city, for the country, and not for just their own organization. Thank you for giving me this time. And I support them, and this liberty and freedom that we speak about, that's what we experience with them. Namaste.
Thank you very much. And our last registered speaker is Anna Yakso.
Hi, I'm joining virtually. My name is Anna Yotsko. I'm a resident of Oakland. I moved to Pittsburgh for an education. I've been working downtown for the past 3 years, and I've been in the Fort Pitt Commons building on Fort Pitt Boulevard for about 2. I was outside in Smithfield I was volunteering outside at Smithfield when the county executive decided to close that shelter. And I saw the impact that it had when nobody seemed to stand up to do anything about that. After Smithfield closed, in front of my building on First Avenue by the 376 on-ramp, unhoused individuals started to move in. One of whom was Michael. He was a registered nurse who needed money to get his license back so that he could practice again. As time went on, I started seeing people in the building, not the least of whom worked for the county, to harass these individuals who were sitting outside because the shelters closed and they had no place to go. Slowly, next to the on-ramp, more and more space started to fill up with tents and people who had no other choice because shelters were closed. As time went on, internal memos started to circulate around the building to where people were complaining about what was going on outside, and forever there were back and forths about what the city was going to do, what city police were going to do. Eventually they cleared out the encampment. Obviously there was still no solution as shelters were not reopened. And by the way that they found to close that encampment was hunting and hunting. After asking the city what they could do, they finally figured out, oh, PennDOT will take care of this for us. So I'm not sure if it was the building or the city who went to PennDOT to take care of it, but the rocks, the sharp rocks that have now been placed there by PennDOT are not only inhumane, I suspect that there's been some back doors to try and figure out how exactly to solve this problem without actually solving it and reopening shelters. So since these tents were forced to move, they moved to the back of the building, where of course the building managers, etc., now took issue with that. That is the encampment that was recently closed by the city on Fort Pitt Boulevard. So the same people have now been displaced twice. And instead of seeming to offer a solution, the city, the county have not reopened shelters. They've taken to busing people from outside the Wood Street Commons, which I've seen the buses waiting, but this isn't a permanent solution. This is something that's going to cost taxpayers money in the long term, while Smithfield was an effective solution. So I'm just here to speak on their behalf.
Thank you very much. That exhausts our list of registered speakers. If there's anyone in chambers wishing to speak, please come forward at this time. Provide your name, neighborhood for the record. You'll be given 3 minutes to speak. Any speakers in chambers? If not, that will move us on to the presentation of papers, beginning with Councilman Charlin, Chair of Human Resources. Councilman Coghill for Councilman Charlin.
No new papers, Mr. President.
Thank you. Then Councilman Coghill, Chair of Public Safety and Wellness.
Mr. President.
Thank you.
Councilman Coghill presents Bill Number 264, Ordinance Amending Ordinance Number 25 of 2016, amending and supplementing the Pittsburgh City Code Title 8 Fire Prevention by altering Chapter 802 Fire Safe Building Inspection Program in order to modify accreditation requirements applicable thereto, and Bill 265, Resolution Amending Resolution 590 of 2021, which authorized the mayor and the director of public safety to enter on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh into a professional service agreement or agreements with Operation Better Block for the purpose of implementation of the Pittsburgh Group Violence Intervention Street Outreach Program by increasing the approved amount by $200,000 for an amended total cost not to exceed $433,333 over 5 years.
Thank you very much. Next is Councilwoman Gross, Chair of Innovation, Performance, Asset Management, and Technology. Councilman Mosley for Councilwoman Gross. Thank you.
Councilwoman Gross presents Bill Number 266, Resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of Power DMS, Inc. for the use of the Power DMS online policy and training management tool for the Department of Permits, Licenses, and Inspections at a cost not to exceed $5,203.44, payable over 1 year.
Thank you. That takes us to Councilman Mosley, Chair of Intergovernmental and Educational Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilman Mosley presents Bill Number 267, Resolution amending Resolution 696 of 2023, authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Works and/or the director of the Department of Finance to extend the sublease agreement with the Housing Authority of the City of Pittsburgh for city office space at 100 Ross Street for a 22-month period effective on or about September 1, 2023, and ending on June 30 of 2025 at a cost not to exceed $316,250. Bill 268, Resolution authorizing the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire all the city's right, title, and interest, if any, in and to the publicly owned properties in the 10th and 11th wards of the city of Pittsburgh, designated in the Deed Registry Office of Allegheny County as Block 50E, Lots 80 and 83, Block 50F, Lot 101, Block 50G, Lot 242, Block 50H, Lot 59, Block 50L, Lots 145 and 325A, and Block 50M, Lot 305, 0 Kincaid Street, 4938 Rosetta Street, 0 Hillcrest Street, 318 North Graham Street, 0 Broad Street, 5205 Jim Way, 5466 Broad Street, Council District Number 9, at no cost to the city. And Bill 269, resolution authorizing the Pittsburgh Land Bank to acquire all the city's right, title, and interest, if any, in and to the publicly owned properties in the 13th Ward of the city of Pittsburgh, designated in the Deed Registry Office of Allegheny County as Block 125M, Lot 184, and Block 174J, Lot 28, 0 Kelly Street, Council District 9, at no cost to the city.
Thank you. Councilwoman Kell Smith, Chair of Recreation, Youth, and Senior Services.
No new papers, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Strasburger, Chair of Finance and Law.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilperson Strasburger presents Bill Number 270, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of James A. Genco III and his attorney Joel S. Sansone for a single payment in 2024 in an amount not to exceed $175,000 in full and final settlement of litigation filed in the United States District Court for the Western District of Pennsylvania. Bill 271, resolution providing for the sale of certain property acquired by the city of Pittsburgh at tax sales, items A through Y. 3344 Webster Avenue, 5322 Kincaid Street, 6569 Odessa Place, 219 Meadow Street, 6990 Leamington Avenue, 6986 Leamington Avenue, 7227 Kedron Street, 7700 Kelly Street, 701 Brushton Avenue, 7715 Kelly Street, 0 Kelly Street, 7819 Kelly Street, 7831 Kelly Street, 550 Core Street, 7828 Tioga Street, 519 through 521 Rosedale Street, 6824 Fifth Avenue, 106 Giddings Street, 5146 Chaplain Way, 503 Climax Street, 871 Climax Street, 443 Vidalia Street, 3228 McClure Avenue, 1936 Noblestown Road, and 1206 Amanda Street. Bill Number 272, resolution providing for the conveyance by the City of Pittsburgh of certain property having been placed for sale to adjoining property owners in conjunction with the City of Pittsburgh Side Yard Program, items A through L. 3330 McNeil Place, 5014 Jordan Way, 5022 Jordan Way, 0 North Graham Street, 5404 Kincaid Street, 16 Shetland Avenue, 605 Lincoln Avenue, 24 Regina Street, 521 Climax Street, 512 Harker Street, 515 Lovelace Street, and 0 Jacunda Street. Bill Number 273, resolution repealing an item in Resolution Number 807 of 2023, effective date December 7, 2023, in order to rescind the sale. And Bill 274, resolution repealing an item in Resolution Number 805 of 2023, effective date December 7, 2023, in order to rescind the sale.
Thank you. Councilwoman Warwick, Chair of Public Works and Infrastructure.
No new papers, Mr. President.
Thank you. And Councilman Wilson, Chair of Land Use and Economic Development.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilman Wilson presents Bill Number 275, resolution further amending Resolution Number 840 of 2019, effective January 1st, 2020, as amended, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2020 Capital Budget and the 2020 Community Development Block Grant Program and the 2020 through 2025 Capital Improvement Program so as to decrease Shepherd's Heart Fellowship by $5,000 and increase Urban League by $5,000 so as to fund specific public service grant projects of the Mayor's Office and authorize a subsequent agreement or agreements. Bill 276, Resolution further amending Resolution number 886 of 2021, effective December 27, 2021, as amended, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2022 Capital Budget and the 2022 Community Development Block Grant Program and the 2022 through 2027 Capital Improvement Program, so as to decrease protecting and restoring the order of mankind with the initiative of serving elders by $5,000 and increase Urban League of Greater Pittsburgh by $5,000, so as to fund specific public service grant projects of the mayor's office and authorize a subsequent agreement or agreements. Bill 277, Ordinance amending the Pittsburgh Code Title IX, Zoning Code, Article 4, Planning Districts, 908 Public Realm Districts, and 909.01 Specially Planned Districts in Article 5, Use Regulations, Chapter 911, Primary Uses, Section 911.02, Use Table, and Section 911.04, Use Standards, to remove the review of sidewalk cafes from the zoning code. Bill 278, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of City Planning to enter into an agreement or agreements with the U.S. Conference of Mayors for the purpose of receiving and spending grant funds in the amount of $250,000 to expand the city's composting pilot. And Bill number 279, Resolution amending Resolution number 97 of 2023, further amending Resolution number 877 of 2021, authorizing the mayor and the Department of Permits, Licenses, and Inspections to enter into an amended agreement or agreements with the Ath Power Consulting Corporation to provide customer service and soft skills training to the department staff by increasing the approved amount by $45,000 for an amended total cost not to exceed $123,150 over 4 years.
Thank you. On behalf of myself,
Council President Lavelle presents Bill number 290, Ordinance amending the Pittsburgh City Code at Title I, Article 9, Chapter 174, the Pittsburgh Land Bank, Section 174A.05, Board of Directors, by expanding the board to 11 board members contingent upon the City of Pittsburgh entering into an intergovernmental cooperation agreement with Allegheny County, the Pittsburgh Public School District, and the Pittsburgh Land Bank. Bill 291, Resolution authorizing the City of Pittsburgh and Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh to enter into intergovernmental cooperation agreements with the County of Allegheny, Pittsburgh Public School District, and Pittsburgh Land Bank for the shared operation and administration of the Pittsburgh Land Bank. Bill 280, Resolution informing City Council of the appointment of Joylette Portlock as a member of the Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission with a term to expire December 31st, 2028. Bill 281, Resolution appointing Kirk Berkeley as a member of the Land Bank Board of Directors, replacing Karen Breen with a term to expire January 1st, 2027. Bill 282, Resolution appointing Tamara Dudukovich as a member of the Land Bank Board of Directors, replacing Douglas Anderson with a term to expire January 1, 2027. And Bill 283, Resolution appointing Tammy Thompson as a member of the Land Bank Board of Directors, replacing Wayne Fontana with a term to expire January 1, 2027.
Bill 280 is simply an informing appointment. So can we have a motion to read, receive, and file?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Bills 281 through 283 are appointments from the administration for expired seats. Is your wish to interview or
Motion to interview.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Those three will be scheduled for interview. Is there any unfinished business? Seeing none, the next order of business is reports of committee on final action, beginning with Councilman Anthony Coghill, presenting on the Committee of Public Safety and Wellness.
Councilman Coghill presents Bill number 260, reported to Committee on Public Safety and Wellness for March 13th, 2024, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 212, Resolution amending Resolution 872 of 2021, which authorized the mayor and director of the Department of Public Safety to enter into a professional services agreement or agreement for the continued implementation of the city's spay and neuter program by increasing the approved amount by $70,000 for an amended total cost not to exceed $210,000 over 3 years.
You have heard the reading and the titles of the bills. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye when your name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Kill-Smith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 noes.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required numbers of votes is passed finally. That takes us to Councilwoman Barbara Warwick, presenting on the Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure.
Councilwoman Warwick presents Bill Number 261, reported to the Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure for March 13, 2024, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 222, resolution providing for the issuance of a warrant in favor of Southwestern Pennsylvania Corporation in the amount of $32,500 for a comprehensive safety action plan for Allegheny County and the City of Pittsburgh. Bill 223, resolution providing for a reimbursement agreement or agreements with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation for costs associated with the North Avenue Signals and Safety Project and providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $2,500,000, reimbursable at 80%, and a municipal share of Commonwealth incurred costs at a cost to the city not to exceed $20,000. Bill 224, resolution amending Resolution 277, effective June 26, 2020, authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Works to enter into a second amendment to the agreement between the City of Pittsburgh and Pashak Plus MTR for professional landscape architectural services for Arsenal Park Phase 1 design to change the fund sources in the contract. The net change of the amendment is decreasing the total not to exceed amount by $2,862 from $544,174 to $541,312. Bill 229, resolution adopting the goal of reducing traffic fatalities and serious injuries in road traffic in the City of Pittsburgh to zero and endorsing the Vision Zero strategy to achieve this goal. Bill 243, resolution providing for an agreement or agreements with Most Lights Construction Company for costs associated with construction of the Charles Anderson Bridge project, providing for the payment of the cost thereof not to exceed $48,477,777, reimbursable at 100%.
You have heard the reading and the titles of the bills. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bills will vote aye when your name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Kill-Smith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 noes.
The bills having received the legally required numbers of votes is passed finally. That takes us to Councilwoman Deborah Gross, presenting on the Committee of Innovation, Performance, Asset Management, and Technology.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Councilwoman Gross presents Bill Number 262, reported to Committee on Innovation, Performance, Asset Management, and Technology for March 13, 2024, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 213, resolution amending Resolution 428 of 2021, which provided for the extension of a professional services agreement or agreements with NCR Corporation to provide citywide credit, debit, and e-check payment services for the collection of various program and permitting fees for the City of Pittsburgh by exercising the option to extend the term of the agreement for 3 additional years at no cost to the city. Bill 214, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of innovation and performance on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into an agreement with Pittsburgh's Community Television, Inc. for services related to administering and managing the city's designated public access channels for a period of 2 years at an amount not to exceed 66% of funding received into designated code accounts for the years 2023 and 2024. And Bill 215, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Innovation and Performance to enter into a content licensing agreement or agreements and amendments thereto with Google, LLC, for Google to share certain data with the city at no cost to the city.
You have heard the reading and the titles of the bills. Is there any discussion? If none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of the bill will vote aye when your name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Kell Smith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 noes.
The bills having received the legally required numbers of votes is passed finally. That takes us to Councilman Kahari Mosley presenting on the Committee of Intergovernmental Educational Affairs.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Councilman Mosley presents Bill number 263, reported to Committee on Intergovernmental and Educational Affairs for March 13, 2024, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill 244, Resolution amending Resolution 651 of 2023, which provided for a reimbursement agreement or agreements with the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority for costs associated with the Charles Anderson Memorial Bridge project, where PWSA would be responsible for paying 100% of the actual expenses involved in certain work to be described in the agreements, at an amount not to exceed $15,500, and further amending Resolution number 723 of 2022, effective December 27, 2022, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2023 Capital Budget, the 2023 Community Development Program, and the 2023 through 2028 Capital Improvement Program by increasing Charles Anderson Bridge by $15,500.
You have heard the reading and the title of the bill. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the bill is now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bill will vote aye when their name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Mr. Coghill.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Mosley.
Aye.
Mrs. Kell Smith.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mrs. Warwick.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mr. Lavelle, President.
Aye.
8 ayes, 0 noes.
The bills having received the legally required numbers of votes is passed finally. That takes us to motions and resolutions. Is there anything from members? If not, just want to take a quick second and recognize Kirsten Walmsley and for coming on board to council as our new Assistant Budget Director. Welcome.
Hey, Kirsten.
That takes us to meeting announcements this afternoon. With sessions at 1 p.m. and 2 p.m., council will hold a briefing to discuss the shot sputter technology. To manage each session and prevent quorum, please confirm attendance with the city clerk's office. Council Standing Committee is scheduled for tomorrow, Wednesday, March 20th at 10 a.m. To register to speak, please fill out the sign-up form on the council meeting webpage or call the clerk's office at 412-255-2138. Speaker registration will close at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And lastly, Wednesday, March 20th, with sessions at 1 p.m. and 2 p.m., council will hold a briefing to discuss downtown tax abatements. To manage each session and to prevent a quorum, please confirm attendance with the city clerk's office. Also tomorrow, council will hold an executive session on bills 220 and 270 at 1:30 p.m. With that, I need a motion to excuse the absent member, approve the minutes, and adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.